I often think that some people um, focus too much on their past and their victimhood status than taking their life where they're at and making changes wherever they're at. So many times I see people complaining online that, oh, the housing market is too expensive. Oh, um, they have this problem. They grew up in this type of home and that thing. And while these different issues do stack and really do pull someone down, they can be overcome. Oftentimes, though, we underestimate that most of the problems ultimately fall in our lap, whether we like it or not. We can really turn things around if we change our situation the best we can. So, in one sense, environment doesn't really impact us as much as we think it does. But in another sense, it impacts us totally. Think of it this way: if you plant a tree in the desert versus in some jungle, the jungle it just grow like crazy, and in the desert it die. So your environment does impact you. So as a person, if you do come from a bad environment, if you do come from a poverty-stricken area, if you do come from a broken family, change your position, change your location, put yourself into a totally different framework, totally different environment, different friend group, create a new family in a totally different situation where you are thinking differently. Don't keep staying in the same rut that kept you where or put you where you're at now. Figure out how to move forward with that. I am thinking of people are who have lost their job, especially let's say coal mining areas. Often those areas get hit with a lot of drug overdoses and other types of things. And it's like we have to really think about our environment and move out of that environment. Also, I think about like the inner city. Oftentimes, inner city people get caught up in gang violence and other things. Move away, get into a different environment, rethink, rethink your environment, rethink your friend group. And we're talking about friends. So many times we have our friends, we like our friends, fine. But are those friends helping us or hindering us? Are they pulling us down or lifting us up? If your friends are out doing illegal stuff, if they're getting you drunk, if they're getting you drugged up, if they're making your life in such a way that puts you into a poverty mindset, into a broken mindset, I think you're on the wrong track. Switch friend groups. Location. I kind of mentioned this before, but instead of complaining about your house, the prices of housing in your area, move. There's so many places in, let's just say, the United States alone, not counting the rest of the world, you could move to where you can maximize your growth, maximize your housing, and get something for a lot cheaper. So rethink your environment, rethink who you are, where you want to go. And lastly, I want to talk about one more topic about a change, about internal growth. It's not just a thought pattern, but also what you learned. What are you learning that's going to transform your life? What are you learning that's going to transform your life? And this is something that's going to be really important. You're going to have to focus on a bigger picture than you, something bigger than you. You cannot be your own hero. Do not follow your heart. Do not do not um, do not think my body, my choice mentality of today's society. Think differently. Think God. Think bigger than you. You are not the ultimate. God is. Put your focus upward. When you focus upward, you have something bigger to focus on. You have something more than you. You have a higher standard of being than yourself to hold yourself up to. And when you put God first, when you read the Bible, when you put yourself into an environment with other Christians, when you focus on how to learn how to increase your productivity and your service to others, your value to your work environment, you will become much more impactful, much more fulfilled. Focus on your kids, focus on your family. If you're not married, get married. Find a good girl and marry her. If you're a girl, find a good guy, marry him. Have kids. Those types of things would definitely change you for the good. But here's the thing, don't just have kids. Don't just have a lot of kids. Have kids and really be dedicated and committed to serving them in a way. And serving them is not just like, oh, giving them food and keep them clean. That's definitely part of it. But service is also being with them, training them, guiding them. And if you don't know how to do that, if you're not given that guidance and training, there's many, many resources out there. Look for solid resources, not just secular people, not just pop books on how to raise kids. Look for books with a Christian focus that really do give the foundation of how Christians should be raising their kids. There are many books out there. Don't just follow one guy. Don't just follow one woman, but follow the Bible ultimately. But also look at multiple people that have gone on before and give wisdom. When you start working on all these different areas of your life, you start stacking the potential, not only for your potential, but start stacking the ability to do things, the chances of you doing well, and you also increase your mindset in a way that you're no longer depressed and no longer feeling as down. Now, some people will have issues. That's a different story. But the average person can be helped a lot by getting over the victimhood mentality, taking the bull by the horns, and going forward. You can't just rely on other people. Take the bull by the horns. You do the best job you can do wherever you're at, and keep growing, keep learning. We live in a day and age where we have the internet in front of us. We have YouTube videos. We have books. We have articles. We have blogs. We have, you name it, podcasts. You can learn so many things. It doesn't take that much work anymore. They're all at our fingertip. You can get college classes for free online. That's unheard of. That's unheard of 50 years ago. For free. You can have a full education. Maybe you don't have a degree, but who cares? You know something now. So stop being a victim. Pull yourself up and make a difference in your world, because you're not going to change the past, but you can change the future. You're not going to change past generations, but you can change future generations, including yourself. So take care, courage, keep moving. You can do it.